Hello. How you guys doing? It's good to see you. Welcome, welcome. We are hanging out today. I have a little Super Auto Pets window open just as something to dick around with while we talk, but mostly I just want to hang with you guys. Hang, chat, chill, answer your questions, all that good stuff. If that works for you. You have red all over your hands, Matcha? Stop stabbing people. We've had this conversation. How am I doing? Doing okay. I was up kind of late last night working, but, you know, hanging in there. And Vod, thank you so much for the super chat. Before we were even live. Don't know how that works, but okay. First time catching a stream, welcome. I stream a lot over on Twitch, so like 4 or 5 days a week I stream on Twitch. So definitely come over there if you like the streams because, yeah, I live there. You do love Auto Pets and Chill. Yeah, I just figured having something on here. Let me actually turn it on like a freaking idiot. Having something on to just like have while I talk to you guys. It's not the worst thing. It's like short attention span theater. So yes, this has been a very busy week. I think for all of us. I say that every week, but like, holy shit. Like I've had so many things to do this week. It has been crazy. But today is actually probably my least crazy day of the week. Tomorrow's gonna be busy again. Saturday's gonna be busy again. But today I've just got this and some writing to do. And this afternoon, Albie's coming over. Albie's coming over. I get to play with Albie. I have a toy for him. I have a toy just waiting. So I am excited. Any day with Albie in it is a good day. Anyway, so yeah, if there's something you guys want to talk about, if you want to, you know, occasionally we do like the Q&A thing if you want to ask about the channels, or if you just want to vibe, I'm good with that too. We've got the good tunes going, the nice chill tunes going. Albie is best boy. I know! Lupus's sister texted me and she's like, this was Tuesday, I guess. She's like, can I come over tomorrow and bring Albie? And I was like, oh, Lupus is an FT tomorrow. She's like, oh, that would be disruptive. How about Thursday? And I was like, sure. So we deliberately did not do it while he's in VR all day long. Give you some vibes? Well, settle in. Let's have some nice chill vibes. Yeah, I had really like weird dreams and stuff last night and kind of up and down sleep. So I think we're gonna just all vibe it out today. Relax. So usually I let you guys choose these, but because the lag is so bad on YouTube, we're just gonna, yeah, I don't know why it's like that. It's like a full 15 seconds or some shit of lag. It's ridiculous. Your audios are good background audio. I listen to it. I'm making a stop motion. Oh, that's cool. Hey, we won. Turn this down in my own ear a little bit. There we go. Yeah, I hear that a lot of people like to put on my stuff in the background, which is, you know, that's cool. Game window small. Yes. It's not meant to be the whole screen this time. It's meant to just be like a small distraction. This is still, this is mostly a hangout, chill, and chat stream. The small game window is just sort of there to have something else to look at if looking at me is not enough to look at. If you increase the playback speed on the viewer end, yeah, I'm not the viewer though. Like I'm looking at the dashboard that YouTube gives me for these live streams, and the difference is still significant between my end, my OBS, and what I'm seeing on the dashboard. So, don't know why that is. It's weird. Okay, twist a little bit. Good vibes. Hey, we are good vibing. You are correct. The Wolf Girl audio. Yeah, people like that one a lot. I do have like hair cutting scissors on my throne now, in case people want more of that content. Okay, so far so good. We're actually doing pretty good. Also, I have gotten into the watermelon game that everybody's playing. I like the watermelon game, but I don't have a capture card for my Switch, so I will not be sharing the watermelon game with you guys. Just know that I'm enjoying it. I got Lupus into it a little bit too. Fortunately, he doesn't seem as addicted as I am, so. This guy's got little goldfish hats. How do you get little goldfish hats? Really cute. Oh man, we are killing it. I do like the vaporwave background though. Alright, I hear you. God damn it, you guys. Again, alerts are still on, even if I'm not live on Twitch. And I know I can like stream in both places now, but I don't like doing that. What is going on over there? Shit, I missed the alert. Why did it reset my page? Okay, well, whatever you did, stop it. Just gonna pretend everything's fine. This is fine. I like the cupcake. We're keeping the cupcake. Oh, it's just NG. NG renewing. Okay, renewing your sub is fine. That is fine. I'm on board with that. I didn't see what came before, but I'll see it in the records later when I go look. But NG, thank you for renewing your sub. 14 months. Wow, has it really been that long? Jeez. Bot also renewed? Oh. That's what that was. That's probably like 41 months or some shit. Some ridiculously long amount of time. Well, thank you guys. I appreciate you renewing. Nothing. It's not nothing. It's never nothing with you people. Okay. All right. As long as you guys are being good. I'm okay with it if you're being good. Also, Vada, I saw your little Arthur pendant. Very cute. It actually turned out cuter than I thought. It's not a super high-res image that I'm able to use for that, so I'm glad it didn't completely suck. Oh my god, it's a ghost! Sandwich, why? Oh my god, someday I'm going to figure out why it's like that. But today is not that day. Thank you so much for the biddies, Sandwich. Anything new and exciting over here? It's getting hot out. My parents are coming to visit in March. We had movie night on the Discord the other day for you guys that are patrons and Twitch subs, and I think that went well. I was pleased with how that shook out. I was surprised you guys voted for Barbie, I'll be honest. Like, I was pleasantly surprised you guys voted for Barbie, because I think it's a good movie, but I also realize that it's for certain kinds of people, it can feel like not an insult or an attack, but like we talked about this, when something isn't specifically made for the male audience, it can feel weirdly conflicty for absolutely no reason. So, yeah. Male-centric media has been the driving force for as long as media has existed, so anything that isn't male-centric is strange and confusing to a lot of people. But that's okay. And we do movie night every month over on the Discord. So if you're a patron or a Twitch sub, definitely connect your Discord so that you can come hang out for those. And also things like Foreign Food Friday, which I have got a stack of stuff here for Foreign Food Friday this week. None of it is super strange. All of it is just like little variations on things that I'm used to, but I don't know what it means. Like a chocolate butternut snap. I think it means butterscotch, But butternut is a squash. It's a real thing. So like if this is like a cookie made of butternut, that sounds weird to me and I'm curious. You're also a ninja? Uh-oh. Oh, NG is also a ninja. Thank you for the biddies. You're the ghost of Sandwich. Sandwich is already a ghost. How can you be the ghost of a ghost? We're starting to get like ghostception going on here. You die and then you die again. But my testosterone levels, yeah. Whatever. We're gonna get a hippo and we're gonna give him a garlic and we're gonna, that's all we're gonna do. Yay, hippo and garlic. Wow, we're up against the creamy programmers. Ew. Not interested. Gross. We got killed by them anyway, so that's fun. So yes, I'm trying to think if there's anything else going on. No, this goes here. And then this goes here. Just like that, yes. Obviously the holidays are coming up. We got our Christmas cards in. They are really, really cute. Mint did the art for these this year. They turned out adorable. So I'll be putting out the call for those. The the December postcards. I'm debating whether to just swap, like push the December postcards to January because they're the third in the series from the audios. So for those that don't know, on my Patreon, at the demigod level and above, you get a postcard, like a physical postcard mailed to you every month that I design and then have printed and then fill out with my terrible handwriting and send to you. And currently we're doing a series of postcards where every month it's based on one of my audio series. The first one was the Elf Bandit. The second one was Post-Apocalyptic Scavenger. The third one would be December, but I'm kind of debating whether just to push it to January so that I can get the Christmas cards to you guys instead, because those are also incredibly cute. So, I'm not really sure. What do you guys think? Do you want me just to not send the Christmas cards to the postcard people and just stick to the postcard series, or do you want the Christmas cards too? I leave it to you, because you're the guys that get to enjoy them. So, Thanksgiving hasn't happened yet. Yeah, the thing is though, here, everything takes forever to ship. Like, I just ordered the last of Lupus's Christmas gifts, and I'm glad I did, because some of them do not arrive until December. So, and I just today ordered the postage for the Christmas cards, and the postage won't arrive until probably next week. And at that point, if I get them all filled out and put in the mail, they might arrive by Christmas. They might. Last year, I sent everything like the first week of December, and a lot of people did not get them until January. I don't know what it is. I know we're very remote in Australia. I get it. But like, wow. It still should not take 4 weeks for a letter to get somewhere. An extra card for being so good. Well, so, I mean, the question isn't that would you get both cards at the same time. It's, are you cool with getting the Christmas card and then having the next in the postcard series coming in January? That's the question. So it sort of interrupts the flow, but that's not necessarily a bad thing. I'm having a great day. So far, so good. It's only 8:15 in the morning here in sunny Western Australia, where the temperature is 19 degrees Celsius with a high today of 23. That's not bad. Ooh, it's gonna get hot next week though. Okay. Don't love that. The hype train is over. Okay. Good. Thank you guys. You and your office. You didn't even get like the cool hype train animation. Christmas season of giving more cards. Okay, so Yeah, I could do that. Bear in mind, though, that the postage for each individual card is $3. So if I'm going to send doubles of everything, that's a lot of postage. Also, I didn't order that much postage because I didn't anticipate sending duplicates of everything. Or twice as much, I suppose. Not duplicates, but twice as much mail. So I'd have to order more postage. I spent $90 on postage yesterday. Or this morning. I guess it was this morning, technically. So, yeah. That's why I'm asking the question. If you guys really want both, I can do both. I could just go get more stamps. Send twice as much. But, put the cards in the envelope so you can just send one to each person. It's going to come down to weight if I do that. If it's too heavy for like the single card rate, because you know they always do things by weight. That might work though, because actually the cards this year, the Christmas cards this year are not folded. They're just flat. So maybe that is the answer. Maybe that's the best way to do it. Would that be weird? If there was a postcard and a Christmas card in the same envelope? Is that strange? You might be onto something, NG. Don't call yourself stupid. There's always good ideas. The determined bagpipes. Boo. Actually, I don't hate bagpipes when they're done right. It's just they're so rarely done right. You must have the brain cell today. Hey, I'm down. Whoever's got the brain cell, definitely flex that shit. We need it. I don't normally play the pig. I don't like the pig, but that's okay. We're gonna try this. Trying something completely different. And it will probably suck. The envelope idea? Yeah. Let me, you know what? Let's play with it right now. Hang on. Okay. I hope you guys like this year's card. Last year's card was super cute, I know, with the little chibis on it. Lupus's sister still has hers on display in her house that we sent her. So, okay, got the card. Let's put, or the envelope, let's put the Christmas card in it. Okay. Check. And here are the postcards for the next round. Those will go here. Wow, these are really thin envelopes. Boo, I don't like that. That's okay. Vistaprint, get your shit together. Yeah, this might work. As long as people don't think it's weird. Maybe I'll make a post to Patreon, because, you know, this is a patron thing, so. It doesn't feel too heavy. I think this will do. See, you guys are full of great ideas. Okay. All right, so what we're gonna do, let me take these. Come here, you. Okay, let's put these in a stack, right? Because I should probably start filling them out pretty soon, actually. If I wait till the first of the month, they might still be late to you guys, but hopefully not. About how fast are these things getting to you guys? Because I always send the postcards like the first week of the month, usually around the 5th, once Patreon's done being Patreon. So, saying that I'm awesome on stream, not really feeling it. See, you guys had good ideas, and then you did that. It's a real shame. The last couple days of the month. Okay. Maybe I ship them out like a week before the end of the month. Because I'd really like you guys to get them before Christmas, if I can. Okay. Halo, what about you? When do you get yours? Not that it's super indicative since you're in the city, but like, do your postcards ever arrive or do they get lost in the mail? Very large paper airplane. You might be onto something. Bun bun. Hello, my fellow Nymphites. Interesting. I never really thought about it. Goobers, maybe? What do you guys want to be called? Are you the Goobers? What does this do? We get 2 more gold if we sell him. So I hate this lineup, but we're doing okay so far, so I guess we'll ride it out. Oh! Sorry. Sorry. You just got the first themed one last week? The one from October? Okay. So that was sent like October the 5th. And you got it last week. Okay, so that's pretty much the same. Okay. Because last week was still October for the first part of it. Thank you. Thank you for the blesses. No, come here, you. You go here. And you go here. Okay. Oh, they have golden poop hats. That usually means they're good at this game. Oh, well, actually, we are hanging in there. Oh my god, we defeated the golden poop hats. I don't think I want the piggies anymore, but I don't know what we do want. No más cerdos. Cerdos? I think it's cerdos. Go away. Sure, why not? This makes absolutely no sense. Okay. Let me think if there's anything else I need to tell you guys about. I have a couple more projects in the works. Oh god, we got our asses handed to us. A couple more projects. They are time and labor intensive, but I think they're going to be worth it. I think. I hope. I'll keep you guys posted on those as they happen. Yeah, there's not much I can say about those right now, so I'm just going to have to not say. Which is a bummer. But that's okay. How are these people getting these little people? Maybe we should look into how to do that. How do we get the little person? Does it cost money? Go to menu. Customize. Mascots? Oh. Oh, we need to unlock them. Dolphin. Dove? That's an angel. Fruppy. What's wrong with her one leg? Maybe that's one of those cool, like, running blades? That would be cool. Jellyfish, parrot, penguin. 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 Oh, the raccoon is the thief. Okay. Shark, snail, swordfish. Okay. It's Shark Boy. Turtle. And Tyrannosaurus. So we can't customize these at all. I did not realize that. I love how the capybara is just a person with a bird on its head. Bulldog, bee, starfish is, this looks like a serial killer that goes by the name of Starfish. The Starfish Killer. Oh, bummer. Didn't see a cassowary, but if people like this, I'm sure they're going to expand it. Powder Toast Man. Ugh. No like. Alright, we're just gonna do that for now to give him some health. I'll swap that out in a minute. Okay. Maybe I'll make this a little bit bigger. Take it out of studio mode. Move Super Auto Pets down here. Get a little bigger. Move myself over a little bit. Yeah, that'll do. That'll do. Starfish killer would kill their victims by attaching themselves to their face, like suction, like a starfish, like a face hugger, and just close off their nose and mouth until they die. I mean, you know, probably, I don't actually know, but it seems like the sort of thing they would do. That's what we want. We're getting terrible rolls today. Ugh. Gross. Rat hat is the default, but I don't though. I had the beanie on the other day. And I had the croc hat on before that. I cycle through them. But if you don't attend every stream, you don't know that. That's what you get for missing streams. You gotta come to all the streams. Don't ruin this for you? You mean like that? Don't ruin it like that? Machi, your little religion. We have so many conversations about it around here. Like, so many conversations. This guy's got the T-Rex. Oh. Oh, we lost that game. That's fine. We're just doing this for mindless fun anyway. Oh man, nope. Abandoned. Nope, I'm not feeling bad rolls right out of the gate. Again. Like this? Like this? Sure, why not? The illegal phantoms. It's Sandwich, the illegal phantom. You must be illegal, otherwise that Twitch would see you. You must be doing illegal things. Oh, it was the frog girl. I'm gonna draw with the frog girl. Okay, that's fine. Ugh, these are so bad. Anyway. So let's see. Yeah, this week I've got a lot of calls. I got a lot of calls. And I've got the extra projects that I'm working on. Today is mostly going to be writing and Albie time, that I'm down for. Tomorrow I have one call and an appointment. And then more writing. Lots and lots of writing. I need to pick up some of the threads that I have let languish for a little bit, like the post-apocalyptic scavenger. I'm sure Maple is down now. That stuff's a little more settled for him. To bring that story back. Good morning, Victoria. I liked when he said it's Morbin time and then he morbed all over those guys. Shy. Since when? I guess we'll level this guy up. I just don't want to. Bleh. Good Mormon? Are there good Mormons? No, I shouldn't say that. I actually went to school with some Mormons. They were nice. That guy was the dove, which is also the angel. No, the emote didn't for some reason. That's weird. Maybe it did for you guys. I'm looking at the dashboard, so I get like a different view of the text than you have. Maybe I should log into one of my alts and watch the streams that way. Super sneaky. Watch my own streams. God. Sounds terrible. Actually, this hat is good for the cold weather that you guys are supposed to be getting here soon, if you haven't already. I wish it was going to be cold here. Or at least not blisteringly hot. Yeah, Jehovah's Witnesses are, there's a whole bunch of interesting YouTube videos deconstructing Jehovah's Witnesses. I think Telltale is the one who did a bunch of, like, I think he actually may once have been a Jehovah's Witness. Did a whole bunch of stuff breaking down the religion, breaking down the rules, how incredibly dangerous it is, how much abuse they cover up. And also those weird little cartoons we talked about before with the two little kids, Sophia and whatever the fuck his name is, trying to indoctrinate the children early. Yeah. Jehovah's Witnesses are a lot. And I'll never understand the whole, like, no blood transfusion thing. Like, that is such an obscure thing. It's like a one throwaway line in the Bible, and they're like, nope, no blood transfusions. And it's like, okay, but life? Life is good. Have a good one, RJ. Your father's Jehovah's Witness? Yeah, it can cause a lot of conflict. I had a coworker once who was Jehovah's Witness, and we had to be very careful. Like, he was mostly chill about it, but, like, he couldn't join in any of, like the Christmas party or the holiday party for the company, or, you know, we couldn't acknowledge his birthday. It was really kind of sad. Kill this guy. Your neighbors? Yeah, we get a few at the doorstep here every couple of months, usually quite elderly. Unlike the Mormons who send their young out to do the proselytizing. Yes, the one where the mother forces her son to throw out the friend's toy because it doesn't honor Jehovah. Or the first one of those cartoons I was exposed to was when the girl comes home from school and is like talking about how everybody drew pictures of their family, and one kid in her class has 2 mommies, and the cartoon is basically the mom of this kid like sitting her down and explaining how they can preach to the kid in her class about why that's a sin. Like, let's talk about ways that you can explain to your friend what's wrong with you. It's like, oh my God. Like, could you imagine, like, you're a 9-year-old in your, like, 3rd grade class, minding your own fucking business. You just happen to have lesbian moms, and some little shit in your class comes up and starts telling you why everybody in your family is going to hell. Like, what? Yeah, and I think that's part of the problem, is that a lot of Jehovah's Witnesses, and well, a lot of the ultra-religious, the ones that are, you know, culty, include proselytizing, you know, even door-to-door preaching as part of their good works. You know, it's part of what they're required to do for the religion, which, and I know, like, I've spoken to some Jehovah's Witnesses who said they would get in trouble if they didn't go out door-to-door enough. Like, they'd work their jobs during the week, and on Saturdays they were required to basically be out there 8 hours a day going door-to-door, no matter what the weather was, trying to get people to sign up. And it's like, that's very aggressive and very intrusive, and that sort of thing. And I talked before about how it's especially confusing to me because Jehovah's Witnesses believe there is a finite number of spots in heaven. So you'd think that the more people they recruit, the more competition there is for those spots. But I guess they figure that if they're personally recruiting people, then they're guaranteed a spot. They don't really want to do the math on the number of Jehovah's Witnesses in the world versus the number of spots available, because they think they know for sure how many that is, and it is way less than the number of Jehovah's Witnesses in the world. So, yeah, the math does not track, but whatever. You know how logic and religion works? Yeah. Yeah, exactly. It's 144,000 spots in heaven. That is exactly correct. And there are a lot more than that Jehovah's Witnesses in the world. And they're still actively recruiting. That's the thing. Like, could you imagine, like, if they're right and you, like, get to heaven and they're like, oh, sorry, your spot was taken up by one of the people you recruited. Like, no! Yeah, no, they were just better at Jehovah's Witnessing than you. Sorry. Like, you slacked a few weekends. And you didn't come clean the Kingdom Hall when it was your turn. Because they do that too. They make the people in the church come and like clean and do the landscaping and the maintenance and all that shit. For free, usually. So yeah, like, sorry man, you lost your spot. Because somebody you brought on board was just a better witness than you. Well, shit. Deal 8 damage to the last enemy. Deal 3 damage to the lowest health enemy. We're getting rid of you. We're moving you in. Yeah, Victoria, I'm not trying to say that they're all like that, obviously. Like the one I worked with was a super nice guy. We just couldn't celebrate any holidays or anything with him. The issue is the religion as a whole. And when you look at the religion as a whole and the disturbing number of accounts that come from within it, from people who are either still in it or have gotten out of it, as a whole, it is not a very healthy situation. And and I'm all about believe whatever the hell you want, just leave me alone. But because their religion is designed to recruit and also designed to incredibly shun the people that step out of it, because that too to me is a huge red flag. If your religion is the sort that punishes those who choose to leave, who just decide, you know what, this isn't for me, punishes them by requiring that everybody who's still in it, including their own family, turn their backs on them and no longer communicate, that's a bad religion. Like, that's a bad vibe. And I grew up Catholic. Catholics suck. Don't get me wrong. Catholic is a whole other ball of wax. But at least if you leave the Catholic Church, the church doesn't order everybody in it to turn their backs on you. They don't give a shit. So, because my whole family fucking left. Like, we all just walked away from that shit. And we have plenty of Catholic friends who are just like, yeah, we get it. Like, it's fine. So, yeah. It's an uncomfy subject, and I get that. And again, your personal experience is what it is. What we're talking about is the broad strokes of the religion and how it is designed to A, recruit, and B, punish those who leave. And that, to me, is just a really, really strong red flag. But I mean, it's not to say that people don't have good experiences within the religion or within the individual people. And the same goes for Mormons. I had a shit ton of Mormon friends in high school. They were always very, very nice. But some of the things the Mormon church has done, like actively fighting against, gay marriage in the United States, things like that. And the Mormon church has really deep pockets. Like, they have a shit ton of money. And then, you talk to the people that are in the church and they're like, yeah, well, we're required to give, 10% of our income to the church. And they will actually like track your records and come after you if you don't. Mormons are also the ones that do the posthumous baptizing of people, which, fuck no. Like, you don't get to say, oh, Anne Frank is now Mormon because we decided to baptize her posthumously. Like, no. You can't just do that to people. It's insulting. But, shit like that. And so it's like individuals within the group can be fine, but the group itself can be extremely problematic, especially on a big picture level. And then at that point, you have to wonder, like, okay, how do people reconcile that in their head, I guess? I guess they just don't think about it. Because for me, it would be very difficult. And that's one of the reasons why I left the Catholic Church. There were so many questions I had that could not be answered. The priests did not explain things to me in a way that satisfied me. And I was incredibly uncomfortable with the things that the church was doing. And it was like, I don't want to be associated with this. I don't want to believe this anymore. I don't believe it, and I don't want to be part of it. So, but it can be difficult to do that because for a lot of people, the church is their community. It's their entire community. It's their social life. It's their family. And it's so, so difficult to cut that off, If my family was still super active in church, I mean, I would probably go to mass with them when I visited, but other than that, like, I wouldn't really want much to do with them. Although it does still piss me off. My parents were like, oh, you guys are all quitting? Okay, we'll quit too. It's like, no, you raised us with this bullshit and I have all this shame and guilt now because of it. You don't get to say it doesn't matter now. No, you guys are Catholics for life. Get your ass to church. That kind of hurt. How did I hurt you, Cheese? Tell me. Kind of hard to be Catholic for a bit, but I like what Pope Francis is doing. Love that guy. Again, individual guy, not bad. Pope Francis is one of the better ones, especially since Palpatine was fucking terrifying. But again, if the church as a whole has significant moral and structural problems, it becomes difficult to defend. At what point do we stop saying, well, yeah, the organization kind of sucks, but these guys are nice. Like, there's so many organizations we can do that with, and some of them are awful. We can't really measure the organization by a handful of individual members. We have to look at the big picture. We have to see the policy changes they are enacting, the governing they are doing, the rules they are enforcing, and the harm that they cause as a whole. These things matter. These are the things that change the world. Catholics, for better or worse, are problematic as fuck. And again, I went to Catholic school. I made all my sacraments. I did all of that. I drank the Kool-Aid right up until college. And at the end of the day, I can't justify an organization that so actively works to cover up child sexual abuse. I can't support an organization that demands the level of tithe that Catholics demand. And they're not as bad about it as the Mormons, but they still do it. My father was almost sexually assaulted at a camp when he was a child by a priest. He got lucky. He didn't end up going back with that priest to his cabin. Some of his friends weren't so lucky. What happened to that priest? Not a fucking thing for a long time. He got shuffled around, like a lot of them do. Until finally somebody spoke up and was like, wait just a damn minute. But it took years and years for anybody to feel strong enough to do that, because these are people we are supposed to trust. These are men in positions of power and authority. When you are Catholic, you are raised to think the priest walks on water. He's got a hotline to God. He's the one guy you're allowed to trust outside of your parents. And betraying that trust is an unbelievable breach. It's one of the worst things a person can do, especially to children. And the fact that the Catholic Church to this day is covering that shit up, I'm not okay with it. And I loved my childhood priest. I had a great priest growing up. Father Bill was a badass. He was nice, he was fun, he was great with the kids. I never once felt threatened by him. He came over and drank scotch with my parents, played golf with my dad. My dad was his doctor. Like, great dude. Loved him. Still not a fan of the organization he's a part of. So, yeah. Catholicism as a whole, and it's not just now, Catholicism over history has been incredibly awful. We had popes that had children and were brazen about it. They didn't care. Selfish, horrible, mean, cruel people. We had the Spanish Inquisition. That was on the Catholic watch. We had the selling of indulgences, which pissed off people like Martin Luther so bad that he went and nailed the 95 Theses to the door of the church. Like, over history, the Catholic Church has had a ridiculous amount of power, a ridiculous amount of wealth, and those two things together create a ridiculous amount of corruption. And again, that's not to say individual Catholics can't be great people, but the organization requires scrutiny. Anything of this size and scope that is affecting this level of change requires scrutiny, and to this day, the Catholic Church is doing a ridiculous amount of harm for things like women's rights and LGBTQ issues, both of which are very near and dear to my heart. You know, we have priests out there telling people how to vote, even though legally they're not supposed to do that. That's how churches get away from being taxed. So, yeah, again, raised Catholic, absolutely on board with it for the first part of my life, but man, you start applying a little scrutiny to that shit, and it does not hold up. And I still love my uber Catholic grandmother. Love her to death. She'll go to her grave thinking that, you know, she had the right belief system. And that's fine. She can believe that, whatever brings her comfort. My dad tells me the reason they stayed in the church so long was because of the community aspect, not because they believed it. But either way, like, whatever you get out of it, that's great. But if you are a part of an organization that is actively doing harm in the world, it is important to at least acknowledge that and maybe even try to affect change from within. You know, maybe even try to make a difference if you can. So, Villeroy, the officially leaving the church thing is very difficult to do. I did not actually jump through the hoops because you have to, it's not the priest you have to tell, it's your bishop. And even then you have to like go through this process of removing yourself from the register. And so you can do it. It's just a pain and I don't want to bother. I just stopped going. If they have a register somewhere that says I'm still Catholic because I was baptized Catholic, sure. That doesn't change my life at all. In my mind, I know I am not Catholic, even though a lot of the Catholic stuff is still a part of my life. You know, it's still just who I am. The shame and guilt never leaves you. That shit stays. I will never not have the shame and guilt of being a Catholic. Catholic girls get it really, really bad, especially. But yeah, so I appreciate the church for what it did for me growing up as far as the community aspect. I made a lot of friends there. We had a lot of great, like, Christmas services. Christmas Eve service was always my favorite. Had such great decorations, really good music. I was in the children's choir when I was a little kid. My piano teacher was also our choir director, so she was in my life way too much, but she was also my best friend's mom, so I saw her a lot anyway. Which was fun because, you know, my best friend that, you know, gave me the nickname Ree, I would go over to her house for my piano lessons, and she would, like, stand in the door and make faces at me where her mom couldn't see, but I could. Her mom was very strict, so her fucking with me was a real pain in my ass, but no, it was fine. I love her to death, and I love her mom to death, too. Her mom is probably the most Catholic human being I know. Like, unbelievably Catholic. She still divorced her husband when he cheated on her. But she never remarried. She never... Because in the Catholic Church, you can't get divorced and remarried. If you get married Catholic, you have to get an annulment in order to get remarried Catholic. Which my uncle actually did. My uncle went to the trouble of getting an annulment from his first wife so he could marry his second wife because his first wife did cheat on him. And the process of getting an annulment is basically just a shit ton of money. Because you have to, in order for the Catholic Church to acknowledge that marriage never existed or was never valid, which is what an annulment is, you just have to give them a chunk of change. And then they'll be like, oh yeah, that tracks. Now you can get married Catholic again. It's just such a such a scam in that way. But my uncle's a deacon, so he was very invested in making sure that he could get remarried Catholic. Church of the Ning Nang Nong. I mean, do I have to sing the song? Because I feel like I sing the song so much as it is. That, Machi, you have no idea how much that comes up in our daily lives, that fucking Ning Nang Nong shit. It's pervasive. Maybe it is our religion. You're still in the Mormon rolls? Yeah, it's leaving a church that you were born into and that they just sort of take you. It's like, Like some religions, you have to make an official exit because then they know to shun you and all that stuff. But like, because a lot of them, they keep such a tight leash on you that if you stop coming to church, if you stop coming to services, if you stop, giving money, they notice, they'll show up and be like, hey, what gives? So yeah, at that point, you don't really have a choice. Either tell them you're leaving or go back, I guess. Yeah, the Christianity, and there's research about this if you're interested. I'm not going to go too hard into it, but basically a lot of it gets back to the racism of the 1960s. See, abortion was not an issue until after the civil rights movement, basically, because up until then, abortion was just sort of like, it was a thing that was just sort of acknowledged. Like, first of all, there is abortion in the Bible. There's a whole section where you can give your wife, if you think your wife has cheated on you and she's pregnant with somebody else's baby, the priest will give her a drink of something, and if she's cheated on you, she'll abort the baby on the spot. That's in the Bible. And they're cool with it. Like, you should do this because it might not be your kid. And it's like, okay, well, there's that. But in response to like racial integration, people started pitching a big fit about abortion for reasons. It's very complicated, but basically that sort of became the hot button moral topic. And suddenly people went from, and most religions didn't consider conception to be the start of life. I think it's the Jewish religion believes it's the first breath, I think, so not even until they're born. The Catholics, up until relatively recently, thought it was the quickening, which is when the baby starts moving in the womb, which is around like 18 weeks. So yeah, there wasn't a thing, and nobody gave a shit until people needed something moral to harp on about, and they were losing the other battles. And they were like, what are we gonna do now? I know, we'll punish women. So, and of course it wasn't that clear cut, but that's basically how abortion became such a hot button issue, because angry conservatives wanted something to be angry about, and they were losing their other battles. And that's one of the reasons I think that it's sort of a pattern that continues, that trans rights are on the table right now as something that people are attacking in the United States because they lost the battle for gay marriage. The conservatives lost that battle. Nobody really cares if gay people get married, as it turns out, because people are just people living their stupid lives. But the conservatives got real pissy about it. So what they do, they swung over to the trans thing and started making boogeyman issues out of, creeps in bathrooms and men in dresses and, oh my God, they're so scary. And they're playing on the worst fears of parents and people who don't do their homework and just terrifying them. And in the process, they're hoping to undo everything else. They're hoping to undo gay marriage. Hell, they're hoping to undo interracial marriage in some cases. They want to give officiants the option to decline performing an interracial marriage. So there would be entire areas of the country where an interracial couple would not be able to get married because you won't be able to find an officiant to do it because they're racist as fuck. And they say it's putting it back in the hands of like the officiants, the people, the churches, whatever, but like, because marriage is one of those things that carries with it a bunch of tax benefits and legal benefits and end-of-life planning and access and things like that, not being able to testify against your spouse on the stand in a legal proceeding. And making those end-of-life decisions and visiting people in prison and all that shit. You know, it's a big deal. They have tied the state of marriage into something that carries with it a great deal of legal ramifications. Because of that, it should largely be a state issue. It should not be decided by religions. But they are real fucking salty about that gay marriage thing, which, as it turned out, did not end the world. Go fucking figure. So now it's the trans people they're coming for. And when they're done there, they're not gonna stop. And they've gone on the record saying this. This is the thing. They've gone on the record saying they're not going to stop. They said we are coming for gay marriage next because we think it's an abomination. And yet people are like, oh, I don't know, man. I'm kind of afraid of men in bathrooms. Like, oh my fucking God. What is wrong with you people? Jesus. Anyway. The child marriage thing. Not just child marriage, child labor. What is going on in the United States? Now they've got states that are passing these child labor laws that kids as young as like 13 can work in factories. And when they catch them, like in Iowa, they caught a bunch of like little kids working in like pork rendering plants, wearing PPE that was too big for them. And they gave the plants like a fine, which wasn't even enough to make a dent. And it's like, these are children who are getting hurt. Some of them got hurt and that's how they found out it was happening. Like, are you kidding me? And the child marriage thing, it's always interesting. Whenever you find that one guy on the internet who happens to know the age of consent laws in like every country, steer clear of that guy. Like, please. What the shit? Like, dude, if you know the age of consent laws everywhere, you are the worst sort of person. You are a predator. Like, just own that. You wouldn't want to work in a factory with a child? Yeah, exactly. Exactly. And yes, and the same thing goes with like school lunches. It seems like such a no-brainer in most countries to make sure that kids at school are fed, right? Give them food so they can learn. Their brains don't work if they're hungry. And then it snowballs. If they can't learn, they don't do well in school. If they don't do well in school, they don't get good grades. They can't move on to the next level. They can't get better jobs. They can't whatever. It completely snowballs because they're hungry. So just make sure that every kid at school has food, right? Seems like a no-brainer. But in the United States, they got to make it some profit-driven bullshit thing where they withhold food from children who don't have enough money in their accounts, or and they want to cut, every time this comes on the table, the Republicans are like, let's cut the funding for school lunches. Why? It's literally taking food out of children's mouths. How is this not like cartoonishly evil? It's one of the things we should be funding. Like, honestly, no kid should have to, like, every kid should be covered by basically a free lunch program. You go to school, you should, like, lunch should just be part of your day. You know, like, it should just be part of the attendance of school, because we require kids to be there. It's a law. They have to go to school. So if we're requiring them to be there because we care so much about their education, let's require them to eat as well. Let's give them the food they need so they can just go forward. Breakfast too, for that matter. Like, and people know how important this is, because when COVID shut the schools down, a lot of places, like where I was in Jacksonville, a lot of local schools like let people set up systems there where people could drive by and like pick up lunches for their kids, because their kids had been on the school lunch program, the free lunch program, and now they couldn't get food because the schools were all remote. So they set up a way to make sure they still got to eat. And we also had backpack programs where we would, you know, stuff backpacks full of food on Fridays and send the kids home discreetly with food so they would have food over the weekends. It's called Blessings in a Backpack. It's a really cool system. And they did it quietly enough that like the kids who got food to take home didn't get like pointed and laughed at by their peers, because man, kids are cruel. But yeah, it's like the schools that would make a big show of like throwing a kid's lunch in the trash because he couldn't afford it or something, like it's just cruel. When did it become okay to become cruel to kids? You know? They can't help it. So yeah, school lunch should be tied to academic achievement. Are you fucking, like, do they not see the cause and effect here? Hungry kids can't achieve. They're hungry. Their brains aren't working. And malnutrition, it's like 1 in 8 children in the United States is food insecure, which is already a ridiculously high number. Like, in a country as wealthy as the US, fucking nobody should be food insecure, but especially children. And like, there's so many, like, we have the science, we have the studies that show the outcomes of malnourished, underfed children, what happens to them. And it's like, oh my God, how can people be so uncaring? Is it just profit driven? Is it money that makes people not care? I don't get it. I genuinely don't get it. And right now I'm in a country with a much better social safety net, Australia. And it's actually a little difficult for me to get to do the charity stuff at Christmas that I want to do, because I really get a kick out of that shit every year. I like to do like toy drives and stuff. And I'm having a hard time finding places to do that, because there's a much better setup here for making sure that nobody goes without. Like, it's still not great, and there are still people that struggle. And the housing crisis is no fucking joke. But it's not nearly as bad as it was in the States. And there's not nearly as many charities having to pick up that slack that should really, come from the government. What I'll probably end up doing is donating toys to like the children's hospital, because they do take donations. So anyway, you guys really got me off on a rant that time. Adults have always loved to be cruel to kids. I just don't. I'll never understand that though. And I really don't understand. So you guys saw that video, I'm sure, that was going around with the blonde girl who was crying because she had her first 9-to-5 job out of college, and she didn't realize what a time suck it was going to be, like getting to and from work and having to, be in the office even if there was nothing to do. And she's like, how do we live? How do we have a life outside of this? Because by the time I get home, all I have time for is basically eat and sleep, and there's just, I can't go out, I can't really pursue hobbies, I can't do anything. And she's right, she's absolutely right in that this is a shitty way to live. Having to basically get up in the morning, sit through traffic for an hour, to sit at a desk for 8 hours, to sit through traffic again for an hour and a half, to get home and just like throw yourself on the couch because you don't have the strength for anything else. It's exhausting, and it's not healthy, and it's not a good way to live. But the number of people who came out of the woodwork to be like, suck it up, buttercup, I have it worse than you. And it's like, this is not the fucking pain Olympics. There's no prize for having the worst life. You just die unhappy. And I've said it before, there's two kinds of people in the world. There's the people that said, I suffered, so I don't want anybody else to suffer the way I did. And then there's people who say, I suffered, you should suffer too. And every decision we make should really come down to which of those is you. Which of those do you want to be? It doesn't matter how shit your life is. You shouldn't be wishing for a shit life for other people. And if the system itself is fucked, that doesn't mean we just need to go along with it. These fucking boomers who are like, well, it's just always been that way. No, it hasn't, and it doesn't have to be that way. A work-life balance is a thing. It's achievable. We just have to fight for it. And I'm so sick of people just being like, well, I work 80 hours a week, and when I was right out of college, I didn't get any time ever, and I survived. Yeah, you survived. You're an asshole now. Congratulations. I think you lost. Jesus, all you can do is tell other people to suck it up when they're sad and suffering. Fuck you. Yeah. You won the Pain Olympics? Congratulations. Oh, a shin on the sharp edge of a coffee. Oh, God. Thoughts and prayers for Alistair, you guys. Maybe we should start a GoFundMe. Alistair's shin fund. They're grumpy old hags now. They really are. And the same goes for student loan forgiveness. Student loans is a very predatory system. They basically allow 17-year-olds to sign away on debt that will be, in some cases, 6 figures by the time they graduate, without any sort of, anything. And student loan debt is the only debt that cannot be discharged through bankruptcy. So even if these kids graduate from college and struggle to make money and end up in debt and try to declare bankruptcy, student loan debt is not dischargeable. It stays with you through all of that. So why? It's so predatory. But then you get, when we talk about student loan relief and forgiving some of that debt, because let's face it, these companies can't afford to do that. People pitch such a fit. Well, I paid my loans back. It's like, great, congratulations, you paid your loans back. Good for you. You did good. Now, how does that have anything to do with relief for other people who are struggling? Well, it's not fair. Yeah, fuck you. Life's not fair. Why can't we just be nicer? Why can't we just look after the people in our society? We're all in this together. But the fuck you, I got mine attitude is really annoying. And I'm just so done with it. Your whole leg came off? Wow, you're kind of fragile. You have like that brittle bone disease or something? Alistair is extremely breakable. Catching the door jam between Big and First Toast. Oh, I got a better one. I pinched my finger in the refrigerator door the other day. Tots and pears for me too. It was hard. I had to be very brave. I was very brave and very strong, you guys. But I did it. I did it. How much more expensive everything is? Yeah, there's that too. And it seems like half of the subreddits I'm in, people are complaining about the cost of things, which, yeah, nothing's going to change unless we do something about it. But I don't know what that thing is because I guess voting? I guess that's the only thing we can do. But just the number of people who are willing to cut off their own nose to spite their face, you know, single issue voters who only vote to, you know, ban abortion or only vote to ban gay rights, not realizing they're also voting for this sort of, you know, the removal of the social safety net and the removal of the things that would make their life a little easier, and, you know, funneling money up to the billionaires, because trickle down, you guys, that's the thing that has never worked in the history of ever. Yeah, people are very emotional and they're going to get fired up over individual things, and that's fine. But when it comes time to vote, we desperately need people to be more informed. And here in Australia, voting is mandatory, which is interesting to me. I don't know how that would work in the States because you have a lot of really uninformed voters in the States. But here, at least, they seem to try to do a decent job of educating people. Like, they send out pamphlets and stuff in advance explaining the issues, explaining both sides of stuff, listing, like, who's running for what and what their platform is. In fact, we got a ballot recently for, like, just a local council election. And there were maybe half a dozen people running for the position. And Lupus was reading it, trying to decide who to vote for. And he ended up going, he's like, okay, this one. And I was like, how come? And he said, she's the only one that's actually got a platform that she has stuff she wants to do. Like, it wasn't just platitudes of, you know, we're going to make the world a better place. It was, okay, we're going to address this, and we're going to address this, and we're going to address this. And it was like, perfect, she's got a platform. And that's why he voted for her. So, pretty clear cut. Like, it's not that hard. But yeah, debt collectors calling associated student loans. Yeah. Student loans are absolutely predatory. They are ridiculous. And we're all raised to be like, they tell you, you have to go to college. You have to go to college. You're not going to make very much money when you grow up. Or, you know, like parents who are, you know, taking their kids somewhere and they walk past a guy sweeping the floor and they're like, you need to go to college so you don't end up like that guy. It's like, that guy's probably making more money than you and doesn't have student loan debt. So fuck off. Like, there's absolutely no shame in pretty much any job that needs doing. And any job that needs doing should make a living wage for full-time work in the area that it's in, not just like living wage in a general sense, but like if you're in like New York or something where the cost of living is a lot higher, the living wage should be higher. And boy, that's a whole other rant that I'm not going to get off on right now. Some of your neighbors are dumb as rocks. Oh God, yeah, I feel that. You had to eat pineapple pizza once, you poor baby. Tragedy. Boop. And boop. Okay, there we go. Yeah, you loaned money to a jobless teen. Take the L and move on. Yeah, honestly, like, that's genuinely how it should be. Like, these fucking companies. And just, yeah, I can't get off on it. I'll be really sad because just the stories you hear about people who, you know, took out a loan for 60 grand and 10 years later after making ridiculous payments, they still owe 60 grand. It's like, oh my God. Like, just, it's so sad. The system is so fucking rigged and depressing. And I'm sorry for bringing you guys down. That wasn't my intention. You ordered a coffee that was bad? Wait, did you get it at Starbucks? That could be why. That nasty Starbucks coffee. Oh man. It's been a good stream. You guys really get me going. I guess to me, so much of it is like a no-brainer. Like, make sure kids have food. It seems like a no-brainer. So I will never understand when people push back on something like that. It's like the little cartoony thing of like, well, do you support beating puppies? And of course everybody's like, of course I don't support beating puppies. But then like the real question is, do you support starving children? And like a startling number of people do. It's like, what? No. Hungry Jacks. But their commercials are so shiny. They make it look like their coffee's so fancy, and they've got those weird brekkie sandwiches that they zoom in on uncomfortably in the commercial. I don't know why they do that. Why do they zoom in so uncomfortably in the commercial? I tried to stroke a cat and it walked off. I mean, that's just cats though, man. That sounds like a you problem. Irish cream cold brew. I think I've gone to Starbucks like 3 times in my whole life. I'm not a coffee drinker. I've gotten hot chocolate there a couple of times. I know I went to one because it was in the lobby of the hotel I was staying at. It was like the only place that had food, so I got like a pastry or something there. But yeah, I just haven't really ever been a Starbucks person. I should probably drink coffee. At the very least, it would like jack me up for the day. I have occasionally drunk some of Lupus's Gamer Sups, just for a little variety. I wonder if I can carbonate them, because the bubbles are nice. I like bubbles. The burger was good and then you died? Oh no, Alistair died. Aw. It's a shame. Alistair's dead, you guys. Yeah, we don't have Tim Hortons. It doesn't exist outside of Canada. So I've heard good things about Tim Hortons, but then I wonder if it's just the hype though. Like Canadians are all sort of agreeing silently together to hype up Tim Hortons even if it doesn't deserve it. Is that possible? Coffee and Diet Coke? Oh my god. Starbucks outside the CBD. Yeah, and that makes sense. You guys over there, as I'm sure you do, Victoria, do you have the Australian Macca's coffee commercials where it's the down the Sinkachino? They've been running it for years now. And the babies drink baby chinos. I don't know why, but I'm very entertained by that commercial. I had to ask Lupus what a baby chino was, though. Crispy wigs. Girl. Yeah, see, CZ, you got it. When you do the math, it's like... And the defense spending is a whole other ball of wax, because that's where you get into like the different congressmen. Because the way the U.S. Congress works is if you're in the House of Representatives, you are up for re-election every 2 years, which is a really, really short cycle, right? Senate gets 6 years, but the House gets 2. So you basically have to start campaigning again the second you get into office. It's a little shit. I'm not a super big fan of it, but whatever. There's also no term limits, which there probably should be, but a whole other thing. So you start campaigning right away. One of the things that these people will do to campaign, besides calling their donors over and over again, and that's like the largest part of their in-office job, is trying to get projects, lucrative job-creating projects back to their districts. To do that, you get a lot of defense contracts. So you get like an aircraft carrier where, this part is built in Maine, and this part is built in Wisconsin, and this part is built in California. And you can do that, and then these congressmen can go back to their districts and say, look, I have brought this project to you with all of these jobs. We are going to make this little doohickey for the aircraft carriers. And they're like, yay! And so they have the factory, and they have the jobs, and it's like, because of that, it becomes this bloated behemoth of a thing, not even counting the profit side for these defense contractors that are making God knows how much money. But just the complication of it, of having these projects be split across these different districts in order to give everybody a piece of pie. Everybody gets a little pork, everybody gets a little win to take back to their districts so they can try and campaign on that in like 10 months' time when they back up for re-election. So yeah, it is complicated and dumb, and I hate it. And we've just touched on everything today. A bubbaccino. I don't know what a bubbaccino is. Mages, you actually take no-dos? I remember some people in college having no-dos. I never tried it. It scares me a little. I thought, like, my heart would explode or something. You rethought some life choices? Yeah, I bet. I bet you did. Yeah, the ship girls thing is really interesting to me. I didn't even realize that was a thing. And then I stumbled on it somewhere and I was like, wait, these are hot anime girls that are also like battleships? Huh. I guess it's just an easy way to combine two things that you think are cool and run with it. Not gonna yuck anybody's yum. It's just like, I just never would have thought to combine those two things. It's like combining a squirrel with a symphony. Like, sure. If you like both those things. Quill all the time. Oh God, please. Please do not. Do not mix Dayquil and NyQuil, please. Okay. We got this. I have faith in us. Believe in the me that believes in you, chat. I do like anime. I'm currently watching, God, I can't remember the name of it. It's the Chinese one, but it's dubbed Japanese and then subtitled English. That's about the two guys that, like, use pictures to go into the past and send messages to people in the past. It's surprisingly good. Like, I am a little shocked at how good it is. But it's Chinese, so like all the names are definitely not Japanese. They're very Chinese. Can't think of the name of it though. Oh well. Ruro would know. We're watching it together, so he would definitely know. Anime about horse girls racing that are also... I've heard of that. I've heard of the horse girls. There's also that terrible mobile game where there's like a horse prince. And it's like an actual horse with like a human head on it. And it's the most, like, they memed the shit out of it for a while because it was so goofy. And Rural really got into it for the memes and like played the shit out of it, and it was so dumb. But it's just... I can't think of the name of it, but it's just a horse with a dude's head on the end. It was so unsettling. Like nightmare fuel and unsettling. Like, bleh. Link Click, that's what I'm currently watching, yes. Link Click is very good. Also, of course, Zom 100, which is on break again forever. Can't have nice things. And Undead Unluck, which is turning out to be better than I thought. Weird, but better. The horse girl one is really endearing. My Horse Prince. Yeah, that's the name of the shitty game. I both hope and don't hope they make an anime out of that. Because, oh my god, you guys. Like, just oh my god. Could you imagine? Could you fucking imagine? Okay, hold on one second. I just got a ping. Let me check. Ping, ping. All the pings. Okay. Nope, still more pings. Why am I getting so many pings? Stop it. Stop, stop. Okay, there we go. Okay, where was I? Arpeggio blue steel was cute but made 0 sense. Dragon goes house hunting. No, I'm actually fine with anime taking a break when they need one. It's more about like the lack of planning, I guess, on the part of like probably the studio, you know, scheduling issues and stuff that don't allow them to like. If you have to take a break partway through because everybody is like completely overworked and burned out, that's a time management problem, and they need to get on that. But yes, those are the ones I'm currently watching. Like I said, Link Click, surprisingly good. You're typing a novel? Hell yeah. I like your DMs. Gimme, gimme. Okay. That. Do that. Okay. Blah, 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 blah. Okay, there we go. So many things I'm keeping track of. Okay. Makers is on 100 to burn it. Yeah, and that's like I said, it's totally. I feel for the animators. I feel for the people behind the scenes. It's the studios I blame for shit like that. I've started watching that Villeroy. I watched the first couple. So most of the anime I watch with Rural. About once a day we get together and watch like one episode of something. And we saw that one was new and we'd heard good things about it, so we started watching it and we kind of went, eh? Like it was very, I mean, on purpose, obviously. It's designed to be very slow and very like thought-provoking and very beautiful and very mellow. And we just sort of went, eh, it's okay. Like maybe we just weren't really in the mood for it, but yeah. Yeah, I may have to give that one another. I keep hearing good things about it. I may have to give that one another look. Like I think about it every so often, and I'm like, maybe that one wasn't so bad. Yeah, compared to everything else that was new this season, it just seemed very, very low key, which is not a bad thing. It's just very, very low key. I did not watch Castlevania, no. This guy's a turtle. When do I unlock these little dudes? Huh. Damn. Damn. Invincible season 2 is that? Yeah, we haven't watched it yet, but we plan to. Definitely plan to. We've been watching Game of Thrones, actually, because I'd never seen it, and he's never really seen past, like, season 5. So we started that again. We got all the way through season 4, finished season 4, and then stopped watching it. So I'll see if we can get back into that, because I kind of would like to, even though I know it gets real, real dumb pretty soon. What else are we watching? Been on a YouTube kick lately of like gun dudes, like ballistic tests, and also cooking. A lot of Babish. We're getting our asses handed to us. Bates Motel. That's a good thought. Boo, this is rough. I'm starting to tilt. Let's play one more. One more. And then I'll wrap up. Because honestly, I'm kind of tired. You guys have worn me out this stream. You have worn me out. Plus I might go join Lupus. It looks like he's doing some on-camera stuff with the minifigs. And I've been meaning to do that too, so. But this first. How much thought have I put into recipes? Not that. Oh, look, we get to be the elderly buttocks. Let's do that. We're the elderly buttocks. No, I have a plan for that, Chris. I do. I'm just, we're working it through right now. This week has been insane. I've had way too much to do this week, but after this week, I should be able to settle into some new projects that I'm working on. Religion and social politics. Yeah. Yeah. It's a lot. But you guys always egg me on. And you know what? I'm there for it. Like, if that's what you guys want to talk about, if you want to hear me rant about social justice and feeding children and the perils of organized religion, then hey, I'm there for it. Whatever floats your guys' boats. But now I'm like, I feel like an adrenaline drop, I guess. Like I'm a little shaky. Maybe I shouldn't go do the on-camera stuff if I'm shaky. Won't be able to like hold a paintbrush. You want to hear my amazing voice? Hey, that's what it's here for. I stream a lot, and I do lots of audios. Happy to do it. I've said before, I'm always surprised when people say they like my voice because I've just never been told that. Never been told I have a good voice. Which means I don't know why I ever did this as a job, but here we are. Have I eaten? I did. I had some yogurt before stream. Like right before stream. So I have eaten a bit. It was a lot of energy output. Like I was running hot. Like I usually have a blanket in my lap when I'm sitting here because it's a little chilly, and I threw that thing across the room like, and another thing. Like I got really fired up this stream. And now I'm getting like the drop. Have a good one, Galaxy. Did I remember my iron? Let's take it right now. Can't remember if I took it, but let's take it right now. Just in case. These are big iron pills. They have a lot of stuff in them. Alright, taking a pill. Yeah. Done. Where was I? There we go. This. Sibilance? Sibilance. Sibilance.
Testing, testing. Sibilance, sibilance. Verisimilitude.
That's the mic check. Sibilance is a mic check word. Iron ingots. I mean, we need them in Minecraft, so. Yeah, I'm at the point now where Magneto could actually like manipulate my limbs. I've had too much iron. And I'm a puppet. I'm a puppet to Magneto. You're happy? Good, I'm glad.
See, I can get really close to the pop filter and just go blah, 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 blah. Sibilance, sibilance, sibilance. The rain in Spain stays mainly on the plain. Red leather, yellow leather, red leather, yellow leather, red leather, yellow leather. 10 tiny tots on the train tracks.
I haven't played Super Out of Pets in ages. Me neither. That's why I wanted to play it today and just hang out with you guys. We're killing you, we're putting you in, baby. I need to make an audio with that voice. I've done that. I've got some low talking audios. Remember, guys, I have... How many audios do I have now? Let's check. If it'll ever load. I have... Let's mute this tab. 669 videos. Nice. Still a year behind. They're mixed in there. There's a few very low talky ones under the misalignment tab. There's a few very like whispery ones. There's a whispery one like under a blanket with your crush kind of thing. So no, can't do that. 669. That's ridiculous. That means I've written nearly 700 scripts. Jesus. That's kind of obscene. Was audio 666? You know what? That's a good question. Let's find out. Oh, it's still muted. Mute tab. Audio 666 would have been 987 Halloween Fun with the Vampire Wife, the latest vampire roommate. Yep, definitely a Halloween one. Yeah, it seems pretty appropriate. Whew. Man, yep, still shaky. Fucking adrenaline, man. That shit's like, it's a real drug. It's a hell of a drug. And I don't generally like it. I'm not one of those like adrenaline junkie types that really gets off on like going fast, falling hard, you know, roller coaster, skydiving, shit like that. Like I've never enjoyed things like that. I don't get anything out of it. So... And now it just makes me eepy. Have a good one, Greg. Yeah, we're not gonna win this one. That's for damn sure. Ah, well. This guy's the penguin, maybe? He's got the little tuxedo on. Penguin. Alright, now. Shork. Do that. And do that. We haven't gotten a hippo yet, which makes me sad. We need a good hippo. Good, strong hippo. Oh, he's got the Halloween. Look at that. And the little angel skin. This guy must play a shit ton of this game. And that definitely shows. Oh no! Oh no! Ah, he got us with a slightly stronger cricket. That sucks. We're front-loading our ant. Here we go. We got this. How come everybody else gets a hippo? Rude. Well, we killed their hippo, though, so there's that. Hey! Okay. Now. There's a hippo. Fucking finally. I guess I'll get rid of you. CZ, thank you so much for the super chat. I appreciate you guys, too. You guys are awesome. It wouldn't be a community without you guys. It would just be me sitting here talking to myself. Confused. Wait, I guess that could still be the case. You guys real? Oh man, I'm getting slaughtered. Not real? Okay. I guess it's just me then. I would like it if you guys were real. That would definitely be better than the alternative. Which I guess for me would be a CAT scan. And possible time in the nice soft room. We lost. Boo hiss. Bleh. Alright, I guess we'll wrap up there. It's been nearly 2 hours and I am spent. I don't know if I'll join Lupus or not. We'll see. If I do, I'll probably just sit there and talk. So, anyway, you guys, thank you so much for hanging out and listening to me rant and encouraging me to rant. I don't know how I feel about that, but okay. I'll be back tomorrow for patron pick. So if you haven't voted, now's your chance. Go vote. I think there's a tie last I checked. So, anyway, as always, be good. I will talk to you soon.